The start of the year is a perfect time to consider your financial goals. Whether you like New Year's resolutions or not, January always connotes the concept of new beginnings and habits. Do you feel like you work so hard to choose wisely with your money, but you never seem to succeed? Or have you been working so hard, but at the end of the year, you don't have anything to show for it? Whether you're seeking motivation for the new year or want the best advice on how to meet some common financial objectives, we got you. In today's video, we'll look into 10 financial goals for 2023 and how to reach them. Without further ado, let's get started. 10. Establish and adhere to a budget. Developing and adhering to a budget is essential to achieving financial success. It may seem like just a strategy for managing your income and expenses to maximize your funds and meet your financial objectives, but it really plays an important role to your financial goal. But first, you must compile information about your income and expenses before you can make a budget. List your fixed costs first, including your rent or mortgage, utilities, and insurance. Then, make a list of your variable costs, including things like entertainment, travel, and food. Next, determine how much money is left over by deducting your expenses from your revenue. You may start changing your spending patterns once you have a clear picture of your income and expenses. In some instances, you might be forced to decrease your flexible expenditure or look for ways to increase your income. It is important to keep in mind that maintaining a budget requires commitment and discipline. Regularly assess your budget and make any necessary adjustments. Never forget that. Moreover, sticking to your spending plan and leaving room for flexibility, such as a fund for unforeseen costs or infrequent pardons, is important. 9. Create an emergency fund. Who knows what will happen tomorrow? The truth is the unexpected always occurs, but if you have enough money, you can be ready for any financial issues that may arise in future. An emergency fund is a savings account designated for unforeseen needs, such as a medical emergency, auto repair, or job loss. An emergency fund can help you avoid debt when unforeseen circumstances arise. Your situation, personal risk tolerance, and the size of your emergency fund will all influence its size. You may likely get by with a lesser emergency fund if you are young, childless, and have a secure career. However, a larger emergency fund can be preferable if you are self-employed, have inconsistent income, or have other circumstances that could abruptly influence your income or expenses. If you're just getting started, don't let the scale of this goal intimidate you. Small but inconsistent contributions can have a significant impact. 8. Create new sources of income. Everybody worries about the possibility of losing their current income source, whether employed or self-employed. This is normal, but if you don't have a backup plan, it could harm your financial future because it can happen out of the blue. You must diversify your sources of income and avoid relying on just one to lessen its impact. To avoid financial instability and advance your financial goals, you should prioritize finding new sources of income in 2023. Thanks to multiple sources of income, you will not have to panic about forgetting to pay your bills, having trouble saving money, or falling into debt. You will accomplish your objectives more quickly, amass riches, and maybe even start retirement early. If you already have a career, you could have more than one source of income by turning your hobbies into side hustles. In this era we live in, you've undoubtedly heard of a side hustle. If you haven't, let me briefly explain what it entails. A side hustle is not a second employment where you report to a different employer or manage a different schedule. A side business is a passion or a hobby you can pursue in your free time to increase your income. 7. Invest your money. For your money to increase in 2023, keep it where it will work for you. You can earn interest by keeping money in a savings account, but at most, that will only be enough to keep up with the inflation. And well, you can lose money if the rate your bank gives is lower than the rate of inflation. You can increase your money's worth by investing in assets that produce income or increase in value. Savings accounts often don't yield as high returns as income-producing investments like treasury bonds and bills, money market funds, and other unit trust funds. Moreover, you can invest in equity funds, REITs, or corporate bonds if you have a more considerable risk tolerance and prefer more significant returns. Purchasing assets and vehicles that appreciate value and produce revenue is another approach to increasing your financial resources. Real estate, stocks, privately held businesses, and land are all included in this. Their values may rise over time, and you may be able to profit from some by receiving dividends and from other by using leverage. For instance, land can be used for agriculture or rented out, depending on its location. 6. Establish achievable goals. Setting realistic goals is essential to achieving your financial goals throughout the year. You'll know that your resolution is a tall order if you feel overwhelmed by the objective you've set for yourself. Size down your target to something more attainable, like $10,000, rather than aiming big like saving $20,000 a year when you're barely able to save a substantial amount of your take-home pay. When the year is over, if you find that you have saved extra, it's fantastic. It's a bonus. To create that want of saving the next year, set attainable goals. Because, well, you wouldn't want to set any goals for the upcoming year since you became tired from not achieving all your goals for the year. 5. Cut down on your debt. Interest rates are rising, and well, you might be paying more interest than you've used to on whatever loan you have. They were approximately 3.5% as of December 2022. Since 2023 is expected to see an increase in interest rates, making debt repayment a priority wherever you can could be a wise financial decision. Use the budget you've set to determine how much you can afford to pay towards any debts. Consider debt consolidation to cut your interest rate. However, because every person's situation is unique, you should consider whether paying off your debt early is best for you. For instance, you might discover that you'll need to pay your supplier an early repayment fee, or that putting any spare cash in an emergency fund would be wiser. 4. Establish a spending-free day or weekend. It can be simple to stay within your budget during the work week, but who doesn't like to have fun on the weekends? No-spend days are exactly what their name implies. Days when you refrain from making any buys. You don't pay for any discretionary expenses with cash, credit card, or any other means. No-spend days can be incorporated into your lifestyle in a variety of ways. You may resolve to complete a specific number of days each week or each month. See how many days you could complete in a row, or compete with a partner to achieve the most days without spending any money. If you can avoid spending money on things like eating lunch or coffee out, or splurging on an internet buy, you'll be able to utilize the money you save to focus on debt repayment or increase your savings. 3. Invest in a variety of different assets. Various investment types make up a broad portfolio, including stocks, bonds, mutual funds, and real estate. Invest diversification spreads out risk and reduces the potential losses from any one investment. When investing in a diverse portfolio of assets, you can benefit from the many investment kinds with varied risk-return characteristics. For instance, stocks often have higher potential returns and are more volatile, whereas bonds typically have lower potential returns and are less volatile. You can balance the potential for better gains with the possibility of lower risk by investing in a combination of stocks and bonds. Gaining financial success requires making investments in a variety of assets. Long-term rewards are maximized and risk is spread out. Building a solid, balanced portfolio that can withstand market volatility and support your long-term financial goals requires a thorough understanding of diversification and a fundamental aspect of successful investment. 2. Begin a retirement savings plan. It could seem early to start considering retirement if you're in your 20s, 30s, or even 40s. It makes sense that you would like to concentrate on goals that will occur within the next few years. But if you want to retire in a few decades, you need to start saving and planning for it now. Retirement is like a long vacation that produces enough income to support oneself. You may have a long way to go before you can start thinking about retirement because you are young and active. The time when one could survive on a state pension is long past. Each one of us must take on the duty of building a nest egg that will allow us to support ourselves after we stop working. Signing up for your employment pension is a good idea, but there's a good possibility it won't be enough to meet your needs. You'll probably need to add income from personal investments to it. Your retirement goals can be defined and a thorough financial plan can be created to help you reach them with the assistance of an independent financial consultant. 1. Boost your credit score. Your credit score is one of the most crucial figures about your finances. Consider your credit score as a grade demonstrating to lenders how responsibly you handle debt, and consider your credit report a report card. So, why is your credit score so important? When deciding whether to lend your money and the interest rate at which to do so, lenders will consider your credit score. If your credit score is higher, banks are more likely to provide you a loan or credit card. Moreover, improving your credit score may enable you to save money by lowering your interest rate. Paying your bills on time is the best approach to raising your credit score. Your credit score can be severely impacted by a missed or late repayment. There are numerous more strategies to increase your credit score, such as paying down debt, raising credit limits, diversifying your credit accounts, and lengthening the length of your credit history. This one should be on your financial goals this year. So make inspiring financial goals for 2023. Set tough but achievable financial goals that will have the most significant influence in the upcoming year. Afterwards, periodically check up on your progress throughout the year. Anyway, which of the goals interested you the most and why? Comment below and let's engage. That's all. Remember to hit that like button and subscribe. See you in the next video.